Jesus Christ. An hour later, we've got a ladder for free. Not the easiest tree to access. Still alive. Woo. Because we're walking through this lemon grove every day with the goats, back and forth, and we've both fallen, me and my wife have both fallen down here. It's quite slippy. So I think it's time to make a little ladder, make it easier for ourselves. Whew. So I need a little ladder just to take us from where the chainsaw is down to the floor. Time to choose a tree. We've got plenty of them, luckily. Normally it's better to use the ones that are dead and dry, the eucalyptus. So I'm going to find, hopefully, a small, long, straight, dead eucalyptus tree to make into a ladder. This one down here should do the job. Long and straight, and it's already fallen, so I'll just get down there and chop it into pieces. Mrs. Goat up there watching what I'm doing, making sure I'm okay. Meh. So, not the easiest place to access, but hey ho, that's where the tree is, so let's get down there. I'm quite high up here in the trees, and I like it. It reminds me a bit of Tarzan. You remember when he used to swing through the trees and climb across the fallen trees? That's what I'm going to have to do. I'm not going to do any swinging, hopefully, but there's quite a few fallen trees that I'm going to have to walk across to get to the tree that looks the most suitable to make my little ladder. And the reason I'm doing it here and not in a more accessible place is because the ladder needs to be just up here. So at least if I get the tree, it just needs to be there. If I get the tree and make the ladder here, I don't have to carry the wood a long way. But I might fall off the terrace, and it's quite a long way down. So bad. Whew. I'm going to drag the tree up and into the shade because it's a bit hot today. I chopped a second shorter tree while I was down there for the rungs. Take that into the shade as well. We've been using this ladder in the background to get up and down, so I'm going to copy the sizes basically and make a wooden one to match that. I don't want it too thick, because I want it to be quite light in case we need to move it, so I'm going to leave the thick end and start at the thin end. Hardwood, this eucalyptus. Got my 2 poles there, 5 struts to go across, or rungs, whatever you want to call them. They're pretty much the same length. It's only going to be a very quick basic ladder. So I'll peel off all the bark because otherwise the bugs get underneath it and destroy it. The woodworm or the wood beetle. Had that a couple of years ago. I built one of these ladders. Hello, Ken. built one of these ladders when we first moved onto the property. Yay! A couple of years ago. It was still going strong until this winter, and then the wood beetles got it because I didn't peel off the bark. So I'm going to do that quickly and then notch them up. Hey, my boy, you going to help? You help it. This is Ken, our adopted doggy. I think he's a German short-haired pointer. He was half the weight when we got him a year ago. Super skinny, super scared of everything. Full of ticks and mites. Now you're a big, strong boy, hey? Still a wimp, but he's hey, you're a happy boy, eh? Hello, Jumbo. Hello, Jumbo. This is our other dog, Weimaraner, who's now 14. We adopted her when she was 3. And she was a bit chaotic, wasn't she, Ken? But she's finally calmed down. And she's probably not going to last much longer. What do you think, Ken? Now she's calm. Now she's a perfect doggy. She's a bit too old. Aren't you, my baby? You're getting old. Are you happy? Yeah. Right, so 2 done. 3 more to peel. Then we can start screwing it all together, or getting some notches in there so they sit nicely. I normally just put little notches in the uprights and flatten these off a bit so they sit in, and then I'll put some big screws in to hold it together. I suppose really I should use something more natural, but I don't know, it's the quickest way to do it. And we've got lots of terraces, so really we need a lot of ladders. Oh, a chicken's coming now as well. Looks like this chestnut tree is the favoured spot for shade today. Hey. Okay. Probably should find some kind of tool for this. It's not great for the fingernails. 4, and then number 5. You can help Chicky? The dogs aren't helping. I suppose I could use my little penknife. What do you reckon? See if that helped. Saving the fingernails a bit. Done it. I suppose I should really have done all of this without the chainsaw, with my old-fashioned handsaw. What do you think, Jumbo? That'd be more interesting? Probably, but we need this ladder pretty sharpish, really. I want to finish it today, so we got it for tomorrow morning. Or even tonight, when we go to take the goats away. Because we'll be using it at least, well, yeah, more than twice a day, minimum twice a day, to get the goats down there. And probably 4, 5, 6 times a day, back and forth, to make sure they're happy and they've got water. Because they're penned into the brambles at the moment, doing a great job of clearing the land. But it's not that close to the house, so we've got to keep an eye on them. And obviously bring them in at night, because we've still got babies. They're only just about a month old now, the baby goats. There we go. Right. Happy dogs. Suppose I should take my time really and enjoy the rest under the tree. It's a hot day. But as always, on the farm, there's 100 different jobs to do before sunset, so everything is a bit of a rush. Hey doggies, you don't like to rush, do you? You're happy just chilling under the tree. What about you, Chicky? You're not much of a rusher either. This is good. I think I should take your lead, to take the example of my pets and go a bit slower. You guys? Yeah? Right, nearly done. This tree I'm sat under, the chestnut tree, or castanha tree as they say in Portuguese, gives us some lovely nuts in the winter, just before the winter. But at the moment, he's pretty bare, just shooting. Spring has sprung. Oh, sorry again. Right. It's not great, but that'll do. Okay, so 5 rungs, 2 poles. Let's get notching. Hey, chicken. So I've just laid them all out where I think I want them to be. It's pretty rough and straightforward. I'm going to mark them with the chainsaw and chop out some, make some flat areas so it will bind together nicely. So I don't know if you can see here, I'm just chopping little sections out with the chainsaw, and then I'll clear all that out, make a flat edge on the rung, and that should, as I screw it in, just push down, take a bit of weight when you walk up it on the bottom, and give it plenty of friction to make it nice and solid. Just going to use the old faithful axe to clear out these little notches, these little bits. Like I say, I'm not going to do a great job because it's just a quick job, but that'll give a nice flat area for the rungs to gain purchase. I'm going to mark up with the chainsaw, flatten off the rung. So I don't know if you can see, but here we've now got a nice flat area here and here and here, and it sits in nicely. So screws in here with the friction from the 2 flat surfaces and the notch at the bottom to take the weight should make it quite strong. Oh, I've got some new shorter screws, or I've just found these old longer ones, which would be good for the thicker poles or thicker rungs. Always good to reuse stuff. All right, how's that? Pretty good. All right, there's one. pretty good. I'll do the top one now and then do the ones in the middle. There we go. Out of the way, Ken. Out of the way. Oh, it gets a lot easier now that the first one's in because it's much more stable on the ground. Easier to knock these little ones out. Oh, what's up, Kenny? Hey, what are you moaning at? I've been boring. You could be right. So, there it is. It's not the prettiest ladder in the world, but it's essentially cost me nothing to make because I used the old screws and it was a tree on our land that I chopped down. And I think it's going to be nice and sturdy and it's taken me just over an hour to make it. So, job's a good one. So here it is on the terrace. A ladder that we're going to use at least twice a day, probably 4 times a day. Nice and sturdy. And it just cost me the fuel in the chainsaw and my time. It's taken about an hour to make it. So super chuffed with that. I've recycled some screws that I found in the shed. Ta-da! Happy.